Hi, I'm Marcus Albert Stephen, author of the Black History Colouring Book. I was in a Black History Studies class on economic empowerment. Shout out to Mark and Charmaine Simpson. And Charmaine, the course lecturer, was talking about business ideas. And she was talking, how can we use Black history as a way to educate our community, but also create financial empowerment? Prior to that, I thought back to a time where I used to babysit my younger cousin a lot. And I was quite conscious of the fact that it was easy for me to switch on the television and just leave her to, we'd watch cartoons or whatever, because it was easy. She's not running about, she's easily entertained by that. But I thought to myself, do you know what? Let me try and do something a little bit different. My aunt, her mom had left out some colouring stuff and we was colouring in a book. And I thought, you know what, this is actually quite nice. We had the radio on and it was nice to bond with her in a different way. And then we went out to the park. So those two ideas came together and I thought, let me try and do something where I can teach Black history for young children. Because I know I was taught Black history at a supplementary school by my uncle. Was not taught this in primary school, and then when we got to secondary school, I think the only part of Black history we did was transatlantic slave trade. Learned about the Egyptians in primary school, but they didn't tell us that the Egyptians were Black men and women. So, but I already knew that going to a Saturday school. In my teenage years, my passion for Black history, I would say, became dormant. I wouldn't say, because nothing was really prompting me. Later teens, college, I remember watching a video by Leo Mohammed and it sparked my interest again. So I started doing my research, learning about different Black historical figures, not just in the American civil rights movement as well, but in Africa and in Europe itself, specifically in England. So I put my knowledge to the test, did some more research, and then I came up with the Black History Colouring Book. It wasn't a long period. I think when I first came up with the idea, the book didn't come to fruition until maybe 2 years later. I dilly-dallied a lot, wasn't sure I really wanted to do it, wasn't sure where it would take me, but in the end I thought, you know what, let me do it. I have the idea, I've already got the document written up, let me just see how this goes. And here we are today. Just qualified with a social work degree, 24 years old, first time working in the real world per se. I work for a charity called Safer London. I am a support worker. I work with 16 to 24-year-olds who have been affected by gang crime, trying to leave gangs, just left prison, trying to make a positive change for themselves. My passion for that, to do that type of work, comes with the belief that we all deserve a second chance, especially young people who, many of the young men I've worked with have done wrong and they'll admit that, but the foundation that they was brought up in at home, school, there was nothing there to help them even coast, let alone have a positive life and thrive. I don't think it's fair for us to turn a blind eye to them. There's too many young brothers on the streets who need somebody to put an arm around them, but also give them that hard love as well. Tell them you need to fix up, but also instead of me telling you that, let me show you something. Let me show you something tangible that you can actually achieve, that you can actually do, and push them to do it. Help them to increase their self-esteem so that they can make a positive change themselves. And then what I find is that a lot of the guys I work with, once they start to see the change, they're like, do you know what? I want to help some of my friends. And the cycle continues. Each one teach one, each one help one. Parents can expect from the Black History Colouring Book, when you're buying it for your young child, in-depth knowledge of 10 Black historical figures per book, 5 facts on each person. I aimed the book at primary school students, so say 6 to 11. What I found though is people of all ages are buying it. I know men and women in their 60s who have coloured it in, and they've shown me pictures of how much they've enjoyed the book. I've got older cousins, younger cousins who have used it. So whoever likes colouring in, whoever wants to learn more about Black historical figures from the past, the book is for you. I'm Marcus Albert Stephen, author of the Black History Colouring Book, available online at Book and Culture.